Alright, so here's my video about the new tricks allowed in the similar series Paper Mario event. So the first trick, I'm just going to do it in chapter order, is for chapter 1, we have going across this bridge with Echo Star. So the first thing is you want to roll this Spike Goomba over, just get him in the corner, that way he's not going to stop bugging you for a while. Now once you're here, you want to jump from the fence, jump down, jump, tap down. Keep doing that until you can just barely see Mario's shadow on the other side of the fence if you look right here, and just get on Rocky. I suppose I didn't. I think I jumped slightly too far. And just get on Rocky. Yeah, I jumped too far the first time. Then that should work. Then you just spin, you dodge this really annoying Koopa, and you get here. One thing is, when you're on this bridge, you can fall off here, which you don't want to do. And as you see here, there was a rare chance that falling off like that would just soft lock you, which is not good. So I would very much recommend not falling off now. Just to do it again. You just jump. Right. So you keep going until you just barely see Mario's shadow on the other side of the bridge. And that was actually barely done. And then you should be able to get on. And make sure you're facing left when doing this. If you do this when facing right, it's not going to work. That was too far in. But if you're facing right, you can always just spin and hammer the other direction. And that's pretty much it. Just jump, tap. That's too far. And now you're on Rocky. Dodge that annoying guy. And make sure you don't fall off the bridge. Most of the time when you fall off, you're going to be fine. There's just a real chance it's off rocks here, so just don't do that. Again, most of the time you're fine. Okay, that's pretty much it for chapter 1. Now let's see chapter 2. I think the only thing added... Chapter 2 is just getting this item of Aki. There's a way to get the left Quake Hammer with Aki, but that requires a Aki teleport, so I don't think that's going to be allowed. For doing this, it's really simple. Just stand in this corner, get on Rocky. It's very lenient. It's pretty much about the same leniency as Boo House Skip. Get on him, and then you just do a Rocky jump. And then you get the rando here. That's about it. Chapter 2. Alright, and chapter 3 has a couple of new things. So just crossing this gap without paracarry. Now if you're like professional, you can roll this guy and do it quickly, but honestly I would recommend just killing him. Because this guy's really annoying. Go try rolling him, but then you have to do the trick like first try. So I would just kill him, honestly. If you're doing the trick. Unless you really feel confident. Then what you want to do is line up Mario so that he's like right here, right on the edge. And then just jump and barely nudge to the right. And then see, you'll start climbing the wall. If you only really need one good jump. That's not going to be high enough, like that. And then just jump and hold up right. Make sure you're always going to be neutral when you land. Okay, sushi. That's not going to be high enough. Just did that to show. Jump. So do full jump and barely tap to the right. You just want to barely do it. And then just once you get about slightly over halfway, that's when you can just, it's not going to be quite high enough. Just jump, hold up right, and you click up here. I don't know if we could technically do it from that way, but I find that to be harder than just doing it from the edge. It's pretty simple to get your position. You can just do, just go right, and it's right in the corner. Just make sure you always do like the slightest taps, and you also make sure you're neutral when you're landing. So you want to be able to see. Just do it one more time, just to show it. Alright, now that's crossing the gap. Jumping on this bed without barricading. So in honesty, I find more annoying than crossing the gap. Crossing the gap isn't too bad. This bed is... It's a trick you either get very quickly, or it takes a little. Like, so you just... It's pretty much the exact same thing. Just jump at the corner, barely nudge up. Not quite at the corner enough. You can also do this. This one you can do from the side too. It'll look about the same. I think you just wait in the corner. You can do what you do from the top or the side. So yeah, not too far. And now you're on the bed. That's about it. Anyway, if you go, that just worked. You want to be able to like quip slightly in it. It's just kind of in the corner. Pretty much it. So it's just something you kind of you gotta get a feel for. And just if you barely nudge the direction, it's gonna increase your odds of getting up. Okay, now that's pretty much it in chapter 3. Now let's do Ori Storm and Ori Toy Box. So for Ori Storm, there's really two methods you can do. If you have Paracarry, you can do the Paracarry method, which you get him in here. You go to the corner of the shop, jump, nudge up to Mario's foot. If you look at his foot, it should be, you do it until his foot is kind of clipped in here. Let's knock it up. Oh. Why is it not like that? See how his foot is halfway in the building? To do that, just use Paracarry, and jump and do upright, or slightly upright. Do a couple jumps like that until the building turns, and you just walk right and go up. And then once you get one item inside here, it's pretty simple because all the items are just left to right. So just make sure you always walk left and just count like the items. I'm pretty sure I didn't get the rightmost item there. And that's all of them. That's the Paracarry method. I'll do it one more time. Now, there is a way to get out of here with paracarry, however, in rando, it's not really practical. Now, see, if you miss the item like I did here, just go to the top right corner, and walk down, like that. However, getting out is not really practical in rando, because you can just home trim, so I wouldn't bother running that. Now, for the other method, and also how to do all toy box, what you want to do is you want to take this toad right here. If you look, he's always going to walk in the direction you action hit it. So if you go here, let's see, the toad is always going to walk that direction. If it was like this, the toad's always going to walk that direction. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to roll him to be just to the right of this roller part, because you can't grip on this roller part. And if you're too far right, there's a little circle. So he actually kind of walked here naturally on his own. I'll just roll him just to show. Do that. That's not going to be close enough to fall. And then spin into him. So, come on. And hammer. Like that. Now once you're here, if you're doing only storeroom, literally just fall. It's very lenient here. And now I'm in the storeroom. And because the storeroom is that whole blue box there. Now for the toy box, you want to make sure you don't step on this part because you're going to quit back and bounds. So just kind of hug this building here until you get to about here. I like to use this line on the building as my visual cue, but I'm about here. And then what you want to do is you want to fall upright. Up left. And I like to buffer it. You can buffer it with a partner right now if you feel like, or just hammer. Like that. That way you make sure, and then as soon as you fall off, swap to left. And you're in here. Do it again. Now, one thing to note is if you do something like this, actually, that's not going to do that. So something like that, then you see this tree here. If you see that tree, which is what I like to use, then that means you fell in the part of the toy box where you'll use bow, so you can't actually get there. So what you just need to do then is you can just leave. And that generally happens if your initial up left angle is not far enough up. Like, if your initial up left angle is too far left, then you're probably going to fall in the wrong area. If it's too far up, then you're probably going to just not land in the toy box. Same thing's going to happen if you don't swap to left. That is what it would happen now. And to get in the toy box, see, that time I was too far up. What I like to do is you can see my way of spinning. Go all the way in the right corner, walk up, till you can see, walk up, and then just go in. Sit in the corner. Again. Yeah, I found the wrong side. Get in the corner, look up a little, jump right, and you're in. Okay, now the other new trick is in chapter 4. It's going to be Gourmet Guy Skip with Paracarry. Now with Rackarastro, that was already in it. I'll show it just because I'm in the room. Which ones? Now doing it with nothing is technically possible, but it's not going to be allowed. So, but there's an easy setup you can do with Paracarry. So to do that, you want to take the save block and jump into it until it. Don't get the save block. Jump into it and like until and walk. Jump until it like pushes you out like that. See, if you're on the edge and it pushes you, then you're in the right position. Then what you want to do is use paracarry 7 times. I was not far enough up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now walk up. Make sure you aren't moving left or right at all. Use paracarry again. And let it last a full length. Do it again. Walk up. Just so you don't bonk. Do it a sword time. And now you're in the perfect position to be able to clip through. So you can spin, hold up, and clip through. And just spin on through. I'll do it one more time to show it. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Use paracarry. And voila, you're through the wall. Alright, now for route skip with paracan. So to do that, what you do is, see this bush? This is actually patched in the US version, but Rando unpatches it because it's a JP trick. So you go here, walk into this bush, go down, left, use paracarry. Don't enable toolbar. Use paracarry. And ideally, if that happens, you want to have him clip here into the tree. Right, go down and then go left when you're using paracarry. It's typically the best way to do it. Let's say, yeah. Then once you're here, you're clipped, and you just walk up left until you fall off. And now, in rando, usually you just want to go right, and then you can access the deep jungle from the back. That's typically all you want to do. You know this cutscene because that's skipped. And you can just spin through here. One thing to note is that these piranha prints will ambush you the moment you take this running zone. So if my story state was correct, there would be a force encounter here. And there will be in rando. Now the other thing is, if you want to skip the deep jungle checks, you can technically do that, but probably wouldn't bother running this, because 99% of the time in rando, when you're doing the skip, you're going to skip the deep jungle checks. What you want to do is you want to walk right, jump, tap right, tap down, hold right. I didn't hold down long enough. And then you're here, and just fall off it again. And that is just to avoid the running zone. Ignore this. This would be skipped in rando. And then jump, hold up, and hold down right. I jumped too early. Alright, I'm jumping way too early. Like that. Now, I probably, unless you really feel like it, wouldn't bother running the second half here. It's hardly ever going to come up in rando, because you're almost always just going to want to do the deep jungle checks and enter the volcano home. Don't think there's any new chapter 6 tricks. allowed. Or chapter 7 tricks, actually. Because you guys didn't want Sushi Glitch. For sure, Sushi Glitch, because why not? No, this isn't going to be allowed. Because it's really simple. I don't think there's any chapter 6 tricks. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. And thank you and have fun with the randos.